Welcome, everybody. As every time in our live talk, the very beginning is just to check if we are online, if everybody can listen to us, follow us. Amer, I know you're checking on LinkedIn. What's going on there?
There we go. It just showed up on LinkedIn. We're live on LinkedIn
Yay!
with a bit of a
Amazing.
delay.
I guess it's normal. Let me try to add us again in Facebook because I have received a message that they want me to reload that. Great. So we should be all live everywhere. So this is Elena from Leah Green People. I am the CEO of this coaching, training and HR consulting company. We are based in Dubai, despite all our community of coaches is spread all around the world. So I'm very happy to have here with me today Safia from Jordan and Amer originally from Jordan, but calling and connecting from Canada right now. So we're literally everywhere. Welcome to Marta. She's also joining us in the live conversation. So today we are here to guide you within those 45 minutes live talk together with Safia and Amer about how can we use positive intelligence to master a very successful coming back after those holidays. I hope many of you had the chance to have enough holidays or to have had all holidays. Even if you haven't had them yet, it's also good to embark into this program to set intention on how can you get the best out of your celebrating and time off. I am already sharing here in the background all the information about our upcoming program, the Positive Intelligence, which will be starting on September 9. So you can absolutely visit the landing page at Positive Intelligence within Leah Green People, so that you can get all the information that you need about the program. And now it's the time to welcome more efficiently Safia and Amer. Safia, would you like to tell us a little bit more about you?
Yes, sure. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are joining us today. We welcome you. My name is Safia Al Saad, and I'm so happy and excited to be with the team today so that we can give you a bit of a background on our upcoming exciting program. I am a certified neurotransformational coach. I bring a mix of experience of organizational and coaching experience as well, in which I bring more wisdom, passion, leadership, knowledge. My background has been a mix of supporting people in terms of their career coaching, in terms of career coaching, group coaching, day-to-day mentoring. The positive intelligence had really added a special flavor to my coaching style, because it gives a lot of awareness to the mind. How does that work? And we're gonna get more of that today. We're gonna explain to you this amazing program that personally really added to me a lot. So we're bringing all of that and much more now today. And I'll over to my team member, Amer. That's yours, floor, or yours.
Thank you, Safia. Hi, everyone. My name is Amr. For non-Arabic speakers, it's Amr. I'm originally from Jordan, but I'm based in Canada. My background, I used to be a corporate lawyer for 10 years until 4 years ago, and decided to quit, and I became a certified coach, and I've been coaching since then. Right now, I'm an entrepreneur's coach and an entrepreneur myself with 2 businesses, and I really help entrepreneurs focus on their ventures, on starting up, or on tackling their ongoing problems. And the Positive Intelligence program has really added another layer to my offerings, because it's been helping my clients really understand what's stopping them and how they can get better at what they do. And over to Elena.
I'm muted. Thank you, guys. Reason why we are all the three together is because for the very first time, I really was holding the vision to embark in this positive intelligence program, not alone, but with all the coaches in my community that have the same knowledge, the same certificate I do have, and the same experience in delivering this program. We have familiarity, and we know that this positive intelligence program has been used by many of Googler's employees, Harvard University teachers and students, many members of the YPO Society, and together with the people we have direct impact on too, we have really supported big company through the usage of this program, more of all with the cut towards leadership. We like defining positive intelligence as a leadership catalyst because, you know, being entrepreneur, working in a company, we know how much important leadership is. The goal of today for us, it's really to understand how this program, which will be starting on the 9th of September, can support whoever wants to embark, but most of all, whoever wants to boost their leadership skills and their leadership awareness in order to master ourselves directly, and also to have better outcomes, better results, but not only an overall better, happiness and lifestyle. So this is what we want to share with you today, and we don't want to hold it further, and we want to go straight into what is this positive intelligence program about. We like to see that there are three main areas that compose this program, and we want to tell you more about it. The first one is for sure understanding the core, the starting point of this program, that it's leaning into the saboteurs. Would you like, Safia, to tell us more about what are the saboteurs for who we never heard this word before?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, like, this first element is one of the three core muscles that constitute our mental fitness. So, what we're trying to shed awareness on today, and what's the program, the Positive Intelligence program is going to tackle, is building three core muscles. The first of them is we call the saboteurs interceptor muscle. And saboteurs, it's coming from the word sabotage, with like when we sabotage ourselves, when we have these really, basically, they are voices in our heads that takes us to a very negative place. And these are kind of warning signs for us whenever we have stress, anxiety, self-doubt, anger, avoidance, procrastination, insensitivity, or discontent. This means that we have some parts of us that are really communicating these feelings, negative feelings for us, and there are some kind of sign of warnings. So I call them the gang, right? So the sabotaging voices, as per the Positive Intelligence program, they are several. I'm going to mention to them. We have a master like saboteur here, which is the judge, and it's a judging voice inside of us. I want to stop here for a minute and tell you about this voice that we have continuously in our head. We either judge ourselves, we either judge others, or judge the situation. Like, for example, how many times when we drive, we kind of like really judge people's driving way, right? We say, you cannot really know how to stop on a stop sign, or why you're like driving this way. This is very simple. We have that in Jordan commonly, so that's why I'm bringing this example. But
it's very funny because I just coming back here in Dubai after I've been spending 2 months in Italy, and it's also how different is how much you can judge the person in the street driving according to the circumstance where you are, because the way we judge in Italy is completely different from the way you judge in the UAE, right? When you cannot yell, and you yell internally. So
it's like
it's a very good combination between judging others and judging the circumstances as well.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's cultural. And it's an indicator as well. So whenever we're judging others, it means we're harsh on ourselves a lot. So, but we don't hear this voice whenever we like say you did not do this well, or why did I fail in this, or whatever things how we talk to ourselves. It's in a judging mode all the time, but it's easier for us to it's louder to judge others. And also we can judge situations, like for example when we had the years of corona, we blamed a lot of things on corona, right? So it was, or even the bad weather, it's like I'm not feeling like my mood is down because it's not sunny today or something. So there is always an external factor that we're judging as well. So that's the master saboteur, the judge, and we're gonna talk about that more and in depth whenever we're gonna start the program. And we have other 9 saboteurs. I'm gonna mention them quickly because there are a lot and I can stop on 1 or 2 of them. And please feel free, if you have any really pinging question or kind of curious about any of them, you can just send us on the chat. So we have the hyperachiever, we have an avoider, we have the victim, we have the hyper vigilant, we have the pleaser, we have the controller, we have hyper rational, we have stickler, we have restless. So these are sabotaging voices that we have intrinsically, and that came basically, I'm going to refer also to the Positive Intelligence book that was written by Shirzad Chamine, who's the creator of this program. And it is based on his book, Positive Intelligence. And they are fully described there as well. And there is an assessment for them as well that we're going to put in the chat, so that if you're curious to know how are you really measured, what are the major ones for you among these, you can have it. And it's very interesting assessment. It's not really long. So I'm gonna highlight one or 2 of them. For example, for me, when I did my assessment, I had the controller was high for me. And the controller, it means that it starts with the competency. So all of these voices, they start as a competency. The controller is basically a voice in our head that will make us really focus. We want to do things thoroughly and really well. But whenever we are so much into it and we are overdoing it, it means we're controlling things. So we're really, really being on top of everything we're doing, and even we are really putting burdens on our shoulders. So we're micromanaging everything. So that's the really controller's work, is that I feel good whenever I am in control of everything. I don't trust others to do things as perfect as I do them. So that puts me in the controller mode, because this voice in my head as the controller is really taking me to that path. The other one I had, for example, is the restless, and I'm still really having that, but I worked on the controller much better than before, but the restless is still there, here and there. So the restless is a voice that used to take me to places that I cannot concentrate on one thing, that my focus is really distracted. I'm distracted. So whenever I said to answer an email, there is a voice in my head that said, did you, for example, in Corona times when I used to work from home, did you put the laundry in the washing machine? I just leave the email and I go put the laundry. Or for example, did you see the other email from the other, for example, person? I never concentrate on one task, because this voice in my head, the restless voice, will take me to different places.
So and the restless should ask himself, how many tabs have you opened on your laptop? This is a very good indicator that you're handling on too many things. And I relate, because I had victim as first and restless as second. So when I started this program a year back. What was your top saboteur, Amer?
I think I'm having a little bit of a connection trouble here and there. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes. There's just a bit of delay, but we can hear you perfectly fine.
I wanted to chime in with my original saboteurs. They were mainly the people pleaser. The pleaser was really, really high, which meant I had difficulty saying no when people were trying to give me tasks, and I would take on more than I could handle. And there's also the perfectionist. So on top of getting more work, I was spending so much time trying to make it perfect, and basically spending overtime in order to trying to make it perfect, but it's never perfect. So I would get delayed in my time, basically. So over the time, and especially with Positive Intelligence, I came to recognize that, oh, this isn't the proper way. And actually there are other ways to be doing things.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the scope. Would you like to add something around saboteurs? I mean, my top saboteurs were the victims at the beginning. You know, when you still find yourself after many, many years complaining about all the things that didn't went well with the parenting you have been receiving, with what that person said, poor me, it's because of this, it's because of that, that now I'm in this situation, how broken I am, how poor I am, how lacking of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I am. Will I ever be, you know? So the victim has a lot of this, you know, and I'm Italian, I'm very dramatic. So it was really intense.
The Arabs share with you this drama, so don't worry, you're not alone.
So, and then I had the restless as well, and the people pleaser. So, and the hyperachiever. So it was a very good combo. They were all kind of the same, very high, 8.9, 9.3, all of them. But you know, I was really impressed once, and I want to share that when I had a person, a coach I really value a lot. She's a very good mentor of mine, and she has been working on herself for so long. She's a very wise and mature lady. And when she went through the saboteur assessment, she was having them, but they were rating 3, 4 over a scale of 10. So, and this is maybe leading me to the following piece of the conversation, which is really our brain. It's so you know, flexible. We underestimate the capacity of our brain to still change, you know. So by practicing self-awareness, meditation, coaching, she was able to bring their saboteurs to decrease their power, to decrease their capacity of hijacking her, of intruding, of polluting everything that she was doing. And this has also happened to us, I guess. You know, when you repeat the assessment over a couple of months, or over, you know, a couple of quarters, or over a year of a couple of years, you can really see, yes, they are still there, but we have learned to manage them. And actually, as Safia said, also to see the gift that the saboteurs are bringing. What is the message that they are sharing? So that we can grasp the most important time of their intervention without getting polluted. And this is actually what mental fitness is about, is the capacity to immediately understand when the saboteurs are hijacking us, when they are intruding, polluting our day-to-day life, recognize them, and then being able to bring ourselves back into the present moment, back into the most empowered version of ourselves, that it's not polluted by those negative self-talk or by those old habits. The mental fitness in positive intelligence, it actually includes typical exercise that Shehzad Shamin has called PQ, positive quotient repetition. They might involve the several senses of ours, such the sight, the touch, the smelling, the hearing, but they really allowed us to bring our attention back to what is literally going on objectively in the present time, without being with our saboteurs. I love when you were talking about all those characters, because this is really how do I see them? They are part of us, but they are not us, you know. So the capacity of discerning and splitting, you know, where we are starting, where we are ending, and where they start and they intrude, and being able to make that separation is definitely what mental fitness will give us, or whoever wants to participate to this program. In addition to those exercises, we will invite people to go through every day for 7 weeks in a row with no stops. There's also a lot of tools we are providing together with Leah. which are 3 individual coaching sessions, so that each person can see at their reports, understand what are their specific saboteurs, how they are intruding specifically in their life, and allow also them to get more clarity on what their focus might be within this program. We also provide the tools of gathering once a week with a group of other participants that are participating together with us at the program. So the added value of meeting once a week with other 5, 6 people that are going through the same process, and they are there to share their point of view, share their experience, make you understand that you are not alone in this, and that even when you were so negative self-talking toward yourself, there is exactly another person on the other side of the ocean doing exactly the same, but maybe for other reason and seeing things differently. So that the group call, it's really enriching. I don't know, guys, how was your experience of doing this program with a group? What was special about it?
No, absolutely. Oh, go for it, Safia. So for me, it really helped seeing, especially when I did it for the very first time, it really helped lessen the stress that I had on myself, that I had such strong saboteurs, or like strong sabotaging voices that are trying to hinder my progress. It was really helpful to see, oh, there are other people going through, like, so that element of I'm not alone helped me come more to peace with the saboteurs as a whole, and it also gave me more power and the support while doing the reps. It gave me motivation to carry on with the tools, not to fall back. On the whole, it was a very motivational and supportive group to be in that position.
What about you, Safia?
Like for me, it's really an eye opener, like awareness and on its own. Whenever we are aware that, as you said, we're not these voices, and knowing that these voices are not coming from a void, there is really a competency that is rooted behind these voices, and how we can really discern, as you said, and really listen. So that was for me an aha moment. Like, oh yeah, restless, for example, I really can help. Like, what do you need? I started to really have conversation with these voices. Like, it's like, how we can really get to what is burdening you, what is there, and that the program itself helped me really to with the tools, how to stop this, like, vicious circle of having these voices controlling, and they are delivering a message. That's my experience with that. And whenever I knew that was really an eye opener. And getting used to the tools as well and they're simple and really nice. And being part of the group, the collective energy is really important. Like, there is magic in the collective energy. And as you said, we're not alone. We think always that we are alone in anything, but no. Whenever we feel anything, there is somebody else in this world feeling it too. We're not like,
and it's also proof that there's a lot of people who understand better and they learn better while they are sharing and teaching, right?
Definitely.
I'm noticing that even knowing that your pain was helpful for another person to see their pain, it's helping both people simultaneously, and you feel you are useful if thanks to your pain you can support somebody else to heal their own, actually. So I really love that that group powers and that energy that starts initiating in this type of rooms.
And I want also emphasize here, Elena, that as part of what we're doing in the program, we're providing a very safe space for people to really talk about whatever comes in there. So safe space is really held with non-judgment, with love, and with confidentiality. And there is this atmosphere that is created because of that makes us feel comfortable and really hold the space for people to be. So that's also important for other, like, whoever is going to be interested in this program and subscribe, to know that they're held with really very safe space.
Exactly. And also with a professional coach that will guide them through the entire program for 7 weeks in a row. The coach will be there to coach you individually. The coach will be there to coach the entire group and hold the space and guide them through the process. And in addition to this, we'll also have the positive intelligence application that will, give them PQ reps every day, will allow them to actually exercise their mental fitness. We funny call it a gym. Actually, it's a mental gym, 100%. And at the same time, they will also find 7 videos that they can watch over the weekends that has been shooted by Shizar Chamin, and they are helping them understand all the content that will be developed every week. The first, as you said, the first 2 weeks will be with the judge. 3rd week will be with extra saboteurs. Then we start entering into how we master that mental fitness. How can we start controlling them, stopping them from ejecting us? And then we're going to move to the final part of the program, which is all talking about if we do not choose those mental, sterile behavior we were using before, then we need to build a new path in our mind, new trajectory that we can take instead of sabotaging ourselves. And this is all about the sages, right? And I would love Amer to tell us more about them.
You described it very beautifully, Elena. It's about if we're not with the saboteurs, then where are we? We are with the sages. And the sages basically is that perspective of wisdom. It's the place where you do not judge what currently is. You don't hold any resentment or anger towards the current situation. It's a place where you actually accept the current situation and try to build from it and to like support to get support from it and to build on top of it. And it's really that place where you're wise, you're powerful, and you're knowledgeable about your own values and what you need to do to support the goals of your future self. And really the essence and the characteristics of the sages, they are 5, and just to list them very quickly, they are empathy, first of all. So when you're not hindered by the saboteurs, you're empathetic towards yourself, towards other people. You understand what your needs are and what the needs of other people are, and you can evaluate the priority of each of them and what needs to take precedence right now between yours, theirs, or the whole situation. But at least you have that knowledge and you're able to do a very informed decision on what's best for the whole situation. After empathy, there is exploration and being curious and not taking any assumptions that you might have about certain situation for granted. Having a very curious mind and making room for the various possibilities that are out there to actually be true and exploring them. For example, if there is an employee who is performing badly in your team, instead of assuming that they are underperforming for a specific reason, like they don't have full competence, maybe they're anxious. Maybe they have a bit of fear in dealing, or shy, and they have fear in dealing with other people. So by being curious, you learn what is it that is actually the source of the problem, and you can tackle it from that element rather than tackling it from a shallow point of view with the wrong assumption. So after we have the empathy and exploration, we also have the innovation. Once we get the data that we have, we can start creating new solutions, especially if the current ongoing solution hasn't been productive. Many leaders, they realize that after a certain period of time that the situation is bad, and it's still bad, and it's probably going worse. Staying on the same course of action, knowing all of these facts, doesn't make any sense. So in that instance, with the sages, you're aware of other potential, of other possibilities, and you think more creatively of ways to get out of the situation that you're in. That's where innovation and creativity comes into play with the sages. Along with that comes navigation and turning any obstacle into a beautiful solution. Instead of seeing an obstacle that you're facing as a reason for you to quit, you can see it as a tool to actually learn something more or to upskill yourself and overcome that obstacle, whereby you're more knowledgeable and you are flourishing. And with all of that knowledge comes activation, where you take action, following the empathy, following the exploration, innovation, and figuring out what you need to do comes action. Through the sage, you're driving focused, laser focused activity and attention to the task at hand while disregarding the saboteurs. Through the tools and through the PQ reps, you'll get more acquainted with yourself and how to shift away from the saboteurs and shift more towards the sage and being able just to drive full focus attention on the task at hand. And this is, for example, one of my clients. When she first started working with me, she was obsessed with the past and how it was full of challenges. Everything with her was bleak. Describing her university years was bleak. Describing her work experience was bleak. Describing her immigration situation when she first moved to another country was bleak. And it was all about perspective. She was haunted by the saboteurs and the controller in her head, how she wanted to control everything, and the hyperachiever. When she realized that all of these are coming from a place of not accepting the situation that she was in and trying to control everything and resenting everything. And when she started switching into, through the tools, especially through the PQ reps, started switching into the place of acceptance, of self-love, of appreciation, of thinking from a possibility perspective, she understood all of the good things that happened in all of those years. And she started also to see the good in what's happening in her life at the moment and in all of the obstacles that she's facing at the moment in her business. It was a very transformative situation that didn't only touch her work life, but also touched, basically it rewired her brain. It allowed her to become in a self-love mode almost all the time and take action towards herself and towards other people from that place of self-love, of curiosity, of taking unfettered action and creating a whole better place for herself.
And this is actually one of the reasons also because we focus a lot on leadership. I have a special vision that I want to share, and it's literally about that. You know, Safia was mentioning we have a gang of saboteurs. At the same time, I could say also we have a crew, you know, of sages that are working that could be aligned, could ally with us on daily basis. So it's like the angel and the devil, right? There's always a little bit of truth in the devil as well. So it's important we understand the message. But isn't it not leadership, being able to deal with all these parts, characters, bodies, attitudes, behaviors within ourselves? So that's for me the reason why leadership starts from leading myself within me, because I've already have bunches of different characters that are living within me and acting within me. So why we call it the positive intelligence and leadership catalyst? Because if we are able, and maybe this is also going into, you know, what we would love you as participant to take away, why you are able to get to know yourself more and mastering all those tools, you are also understanding how to create and enter into relationship within all these crew members, gangs members, and strengthen the relationship with them in such a way that become proficient, efficient, and useful for your success and your thriving. Once you are able to do that, to empathize with all this area of yourself, then of course you can also see them better in other people. You know, so the person doesn't come across as this evil or bad person, but it's coming with is or her or their saboteurs. And we're also able to make the same discernment. Here is the person, here that might be their saboteurs, here there is also their sages. So how the relationship are changing throughout the program has been shocking for me, that now I've been guiding more than 120 people through this program in the past 4 years, and this is really what I want to say about one of the things that I really want people to take away, which is being recharged. Because all the energy you were wasting in managing yourself, managing the relationship with other people, managing the communication, managing your task, your time management, how easy everything will become if we are able to discern between what is in reality and what is in our or their head. This will allow us to have much more clarity and being much more effective in the action we decide to take, in the goal we want to set for ourselves. Because as Amer said, the activator is one of the sage. And before we start doing stuff, we want to navigate through the several options and being sure we choose the most resonant one, the most wise one. So for sure, productivity will be enhanced, and your capacity of making decisions and setting goals will become much faster and much clearer. And I've seen that happening with many people. I have a story to share of an HR manager of a very important multinational company. She had a performance review feedback, and the feedback she received was like, you are not landing the way you should. I cannot tell you precisely how or why, is that there's so much potentially new and this is not coming out. So for us, the scope through the program was really to identify which goals do you want to give yourself, because this is very broad, is very vague. But what is this part that it's calling you to take the best out of you? What are those goals that you can give to yourself? And the next performance review was amazing. And she was also able to take goals for herself and communicate to her manager what is that she wanted for herself, and with clarity and with with focus and clear mind. So this is what we really hope for the people to get when it comes to productivity and goal setting. But there's also another area that it's about nurturing work and life balance. Would you like, Amer, to tell more about that?
Yeah, with that area, it's funny because there is no size fits all. And like the definition of work-life balance, it changes for each person depending on their values, on their aspirations, on what they have a vision for themselves. And it's all about, so like through this program, you get more awareness over what does it mean for you to have work-life balance. For someone who's super ambitious, it might mean, at least for the next few years, working more than spending time with the family. Maybe for someone else who's more family oriented, it might mean that they want to spend more time with the family rather than at work. But in both these cases, they might be haunted by the saboteur, for example, of fear of having difficult conversation with like the avoider, for example, having the fear of having difficult conversation with the family members, telling them that this is my priority. I need to be focusing at work right now because this is the work-life balance that I need to have. Or for the person who's more family-oriented, they're having procrastination, like the procrastinator in their voice is really high, or the perfectionist is there and then is very high. So it's constantly having them work overtime and spend more and more time at work rather than spending it with their family. So through this program, usually my clients would come to awareness about what is it that they want their work-life balance to look like, what is stopping them from getting there, and then what are the things that they need to change in order to have that ideal situation.
Totally true. And how many times we find people who are at work and feel guilty because they're not at home, and while they are at home, they feel guilty because they're not focusing on their kids because they're thinking about work. So
Absolutely.
it's a common pattern. We also want to underline how much boosting this program could give in terms of personal and professional growth and development. Sophia, would you like us to tell us more about it?
Yes, definitely, Elena. And it really speaks to my core work as an HR, like I'm a senior HR specialist as well. And that helped a lot for the employees to learn about what is there in their head that is really restricting them from growing more personally and on professional level as well. So, for example, one of the team leads, I'm sharing like an example here, having the controller as a high rate, one of the saboteurs, and knowing that, we don't realize how we are acting. So again, going back to this muscle of awareness, whenever you know what's going on inside of your head, and this team lead knew that the controller was one of the high performers in the head. So that interfered, and this team lead to really have the team spirit for their team. So when you micromanage and when you control things, the team won't really show and shine. And this person was not really aware. The client was not aware that that was happening, and even not seeing themselves. So having that as an aha moment, oh, I have that. Oh, yes, that's true. After the assessment, and then tackling more how we can really have that as a competency to support their team, and that the development of this team lead as well, so that they can, successful like leaders, they leave also successful leaders behind them as well. So how can that be really tackled in a way that this awareness with the tools of the program that helped a lot in using the SAGE to support the team with the empathy, the exploration, the navigation, and the activation as well. All of the tools for the SAGE help this team lead to really have this controlling voice, being aware of it, catching it whenever it's there, and then really talking with it and having the SAGE discerning rather than judging himself or herself and others as well. So that was really impactful in terms of this team lead's own personal growth, because this team lead also realized that this controlling is also not only in the workplace, it's at home too. It's never like disconnected. We're not really several people, like we are the same everywhere, bits and pieces of us. So it was an aha moment to really support the kids, and how we can really have that changed in a way that is supported. For me, my energy, because it took a lot of energy from this person. The client was really burdened a lot from the controlling, and learning how to really turn that into a competency and within the SAGE muscles was really very powerful for this client. So definitely this program will, by the end of it, people will realize how they can really grow on the professional and personal aspects as well. Elena, you're muted.
I think you're muted.
I really love you ending with the high notes of growth, and also the fact that you were mentioning about kids, about the future leaders, and we have a responsibility as adults in this society. And I think I would love to end this call by asking each and any of you, why is this program important for you, Amer, and you, Sophia? What is the vision you are holding as a coach of LIA? What are the seeds you want to plant in those participants?
So I might start here, if you allow me, Amer, and I would say the same reason that took me to this profession, beautiful profession of coaching, and even the HR work, is to be of service to people. So for me, why it is important, because I want to really bring this professionalism that I have and the background to be of service to the people's growth and intention. And it's really, really important. Awareness is a key for all of us. So it is important to be aware what's going on inside this beautiful piece in our body, and really master it, because we are here. That there is a really important aspect that we need to realize that we are the masters, not the mind. The mind is a piece of a body, and we are the masters. Our soul, like for me, I believe in the soul power. I'm a spiritual. Maybe that doesn't resonate with other, but even if I'm gonna think scientifically, the brain is piece of us that's beautiful, and we can understand it and have it to be serving us rather we are serving it. So that's something very important I would love people to have and take away after this amazing program.
Thank you, Sophia. What about you, Amr?
I would definitely echo that, Sophia. And for me, it's like the words that I would use is basically our minds are the creators of our own universe. And as long as we are able to, we have the knowledge or the universe that we want to be living in. And this also ties in with the years that I spent as a corporate lawyer. If back then I had the knowledge that I now know about myself, I would have been doing things way more differently. I would have been potentially more relaxed, would have been more efficient, would have been more productive, efficient, depends on whether the person wants to be those or not, but I would definitely have been a better version of myself with this knowledge. And this is why this program is important for me. It is my mission as a coach to empower people to have that knowledge about themselves and to be better.
Thank you. And I'm very happy to embark into this program with both of you, because we are sharing, we have lost Sophia. We are sharing this vision. And I always like to remember that LEA means vast area of arable soil. So this is really my hope, allowing to the people who participate to this program to really find the most fertile version of themselves, where they really can, from that place, from that perspective of self-love, healing potentially all those wounds that has been created when they were a child, when the saboteurs starting hijacking in our life, and being sure they are equipped with tools in order not to plant the same seeds into their kids or into their reports at work. So for me, this is the vision I want to hold, providing them with different seeds, because we all deserve a more fruitful future and definitely a more thriving present. So with these notes, I really want to thanks everybody. I want to share again quickly the landing page where you can find all the information about this program. I would invite you to have a look, to scroll. I also want to show you quickly how does it look. So you will have a quick explanation of what is the program about, why we're doing it, what our clients usually say, some testimonial, and even there you can get more details about the program structure, which, as we said, about the tools includes the saboteur assessment that you can start taking already today. We will be sharing in the comments the link. Actually, we have shared that already, the link to go through in order to take your assessment. You will have 3 private one-to-one coaching session, 7 group coaching session led by either me or Sophia or Amr, 1 weekly 1-hour video session, the exclusive app guiding you, where you will find your gym, your positive quotient repetition, and a daily progress tracking. This is us again. I really invite you to have a look to the landing page. Contact us at any time if you need any further, sharing, explanation, questions. We are here to support you. I really want to thank Sophia and Amr for being with me today. I'm really excited for this new experience to start. And over to you.
Thank you so much, Helena. Thank you for gracefully holding and facilitating this, and I'm excited for what's to come as well. You're on mute, Safiya.
The world of mute. Yeah, thank you. So I want to thank you again, Elena. It's amazing how this call ended quickly and that our life, like, I could not realize that we are on time. And I want to thank everyone who attended today. And I want to, if you have a call, I want to really encourage people who, if you have curiosity or call, please go further and read. And you won't forget, this is an amazing program. So I would encourage you to really sign up for it. And we can't wait to serve you and be with you there. Your turn. That's your muted.
I'm loving it. So you will also learn to listen to Sabator and mute them most of the time. So that's maybe the reason why.
That's a good illustration.
Exactly. So be sure you're muting the right thing. I just wanted to say, have a nice continues of the day, or have a nice evening wherever you are connecting here. And thank you very much for spending your time with us. Have a nice day. Bye.